Christmas time is a sublime time not only for the children but for theologians who anticipated before the appearance of Christ and now before His second coming, anticipate again the fact that God will visit us in human flesh. Christmas time is a wondrous time. At the Creation Evidence Museum, we deal not only with the biblical truth, but we deal with scientific evidence. So let's consider for a moment the probability that these prophecies could be fulfilled in Christ at the first Christmas time, the appearance of Emmanuel, God with us in human flesh. Dr. Henry Morris wrote some calculations down some years ago, and I want to repeat these to you. What is the probability that this person, Emmanuel, God with us, the God-man, the Christos, the Messiah, Jesus Christ, having been forecast long centuries before in the written record, would appear by natural circumstances, universal contrivance, or the ingenuity of humankind? Well, let's see what that probability or impossibility would be. Dr. Morris mentioned that through Shem, from Noah's sons, we have one chance in three. Through Abraham, from Shem's descendants, one chance in 60,000 because of the people alive at that time of Abraham, people, descendants of Shem. Through Isaac of Abraham's sons, 1 in 8. Through Jacob of Isaac's sons, 1 in 2. Through Judah of Jacob's sons, 1 in 12. Through David of Judah's sons, centuries having passed, 1 in 200,000. Through Solomon of David's sons, 1 in 19. That's 3 times 60,000 times 8 times 2 times 12 times 200,000 times 19. And that equals one chance in 13 trillion. Factoring in then the prophecy of the birth taking place in Bethlehem of Judah, the chance is 1 in 100 trillion or one chance in 1 quadrillion. But I hear someone objecting, there's a Scrooge in the corner always, and an objection is voiced saying, well, no, wait a minute. The odds that each of us would be at this place at this time are pretty slim. Oh, yes, they are. However, the fact that each of us viewing this telecast would be written down in the past would make this astronomical. But those odds were not written, those prophecies were not written of us that we would appear. So that doesn't factor at all. Any chance could occur under those circumstances, but if you write it in advance, book after book after book, scholar after scholar, historian after historian, biblical writer after biblical writer, and finally Jesus Christ appeared precisely on time as predicted in the written record, that gives you, with just this simple sample, one chance in 1 quadrillion, but it's actually so much greater than that. These have to do with a handful of prophecies. Over 300 prophecies have been cataloged in the Old Testament that were fulfilled by Jesus Christ, the Messiah, the babe in the manger. Of those, take simply 30. Basically, where He was born, the tribe of which He would come, what they would do with Him, what He would experience, just the basis of this. Dr. Peter Stoner calculated long decades ago in a university classroom the chance that just those 30 prophecies would be fulfilled by this babe in the manger at Christmas time was one chance in 10 to the 157th power. If you factor in all of the atoms in the entire universe, it's simply 10 to the 80th power. If you factor in all of the electrons in the universe, that's one chance in 10 to the 135th power. One chance in 10 to the 157th power is astronomical numbers beyond all of the physical data of the universe. There is no chance this could have occurred by accident. It had to be deliberate. And then when you factor in the promise that He would not simply be David's descendant, Abraham's descendant, Adam's descendant, but He would be God with us, Emmanuel. The human contrivance possibility is absolutely zero. Jesus Christ appeared as a babe in a manger in fulfillment of His own promise, as the eternal God said, I will visit and redeem. And as that little babe in a manger, He did. Have a blessed Christmas.